students, welcome back. So we were discussing about the spectra, that is what is spectrum, and we have seen the different types of spectrum, that absorption spectra is there, emission is there, and emission is of two types, that one is continuous we have seen, one is line spectra we have seen. Fine. So this is the line spectra of hydrogen. We'll talk about this. Fine. In this also we'll be having different lines. Fine. So let's see what is the meaning of line spectra of hydrogen. So when you can say electric discharge is passed through a hydrogen gas, okay, in a discharge tube. This discharge tube is like the evacuated tube which we have taken in the photoelectric effect, as you have seen evacuated chamber. So it's like that only at low pressure. Fine. So when electric discharge is passed through a hydrogen gas in a discharge tube at low pressure, and then analyzed with the help of spectroscope. Okay, then what has been observed? A large number of lines has been observed in different areas or in different regions of the spectrum. This is about the hydrogen spectrum, that when electric discharge is passed through a hydrogen gas in a discharge tube at low pressure, and then it has been analyzed with the help of spectroscope, then a large number of lines, we can say pattern, has been obtained in different regions of the spectrum. So this complete spectrum is known as hydrogen spectrum. Okay, complete lines, all the lines in the different regions, it is known as hydrogen spectrum. Now let's understand what are the different patterns that has been obtained. That is, say this is the pattern, here it is the region, and these are the lines. Fine. So like these kind of lines has been observed. Say this is one region, and after that one pattern has been obtained. Again one pattern. Again one more is there, so I am extending this side. 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the lines, and this is the region. Okay, so this is the different region, this is a different region. So this is UV region, this is visible, and this is infrared. Fine. So lines are they are named on after their discoverers, whosoever has discovered. So first is Lyman series. Here it's better to write series. Why series? Because it's a complete set of lines. Lyman series, then Balmer series, then Paschen series, then Brackett. All these are the name of the scientists, and then Pfund. These are the names of the series of lines in the hydrogen spectrum, and this is the region under which they lie. Fine. Now this complete spectrum is known as hydrogen spectrum. Consists of different lines. Now these lines, they are having different wavelengths, different frequencies. So in 1890, one scientist, that is Rydberg, has given the theoretical formula for the calculation of wave number. If wave number can be calculated, then definitely we can also calculate wavelength. Okay, in 1890, Rydberg has given theoretical formula for the calculation of wave number or wavelength. Fine. So this is the formula, that 1 by lambda is wave number is equal to RH 1 upon may n1 square minus 1 upon may n2 square. This is the formula. Here this you know it's a wavelength. This is the wave number. This is Rydberg constant. Fine. N1 and N2. These are the integers. Now we'll see the value of the Rydberg constant. It is a constant value. Let's see what is the value of Rydberg constant. So this is the formula. So value of Rydberg constant is RH is 1.09677 into 10 to the power 5 centimeter inverse, or in meter 1.09677 into 10 to the power 7 meter inverse. Fine. And then N1 and N2 we are saying integers, and it's obvious N2 is greater than N1. Now for the different series like Lyman series, for the different series, the value of N1 is constant for each and every series, and N2 will vary. So let's see. Like for Lyman series, N1 is 1, then N2 will be, it starts from 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then Balmer series, N is equal to 2. Then N2 is equal to 3, 4, 5. It will start after 2 then. It cannot be 1 then. Then Paschen series, N1 is 3. Then N2 is equal to 4, 5, 6 and so on. Similarly for other series, that is bracket series, N1 is 4, then N2 is 5, 6, 7 and so on. And last is P-Fund series, N1 is 5, then N2 is 6, 7, 8 and so on. So it's like that. Okay. So N1 is constant but N2 can vary. So we'll see later on. Fine. Then the formula which we are saying, it's Rydberg constant, is that 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. This is only applicable for hydrogen atom. If we modify this, now this is applicable for any other atom. As we have introduced Z, all of you know what is Z, it's atomic number of the species or the element which is involved. So this is all about the line spectra of hydrogen. Okay. So let's see. Now when we have substituted the value of n1 is equal to 2, then the series is known as Balmer series. When n1 is equal to 2, series is known as Balmer series. And this Balmer, and then the formula will be, you can say, is the Balmer formula, because he has only first introduced the formula in, Balmer has firstly introduced the formula which we are applying for the hydrogen atom in 1885. That's why it is also known as Balmer's formula. This we will deriving with the help of Bohr's quantum theory later on. Fine. So I think this is all about line spectra of hydrogen. We have seen a number of lines in the different regions of the spectrum. Fine. And spectrum is clear. It's only the electromagnetic radiation pattern of the electromagnetic radiation that is a separated one. Fine. So this is all about the line spectra of hydrogen. Now let's see, talk about the next concept. Now we have seen the different models of atom, that how the structure of atom is made, that what is present inside the atom. We have seen the from the Rutherford that the nucleus is there, around that electrons are there. So Rutherford is having the limitation. So let's discuss Rutherford model of an atom, its limitations. So what are the limitations? Let's see. So according to Rutherford model of an atom, okay, according to this we know that electrons are revolving around the nucleus that is the positively charged nucleus in circular path, which is known as orbits. Fine, this we have seen, which is known as orbit. Now, as the electron is moving in orbit with constant speed, its constant speed it is moving, but when direction changes, when it changes its direction, then its speed also gets changes. That is velocity. If velocity gets changes, then it means it is, you can say, undergoing acceleration. Fine. So we know that electrons are revolving around the nucleus in circular path known as orbit, and an electron is moving in particular orbit with constant speed. So when it's, you can say, when direction changes, the speed also gets changes, then it is undergoing acceleration. Fine. And according to Rutherford, you can say, why electron is not falling into the nucleus. If we want to explain that electron do not fall into the nucleus, Rutherford said that centrifugal force of moving electrons balances the force of attraction by the nucleus. This is according to Rutherford, that he, according to him, that centrifugal force of moving electrons balances the force of attraction by the nucleus. But actually what we have observed, that if any charged particle is moving or it is undergoing acceleration, it's changing its energy. Yes, it's continuously moving, so it has to lose its energy, because according to Maxwell theory of radiations that we have studied now. Maxwell theory of radiations. Any charged particle moving continuously, or you can say that any charged particle undergoing acceleration. Undergoing acceleration is losing its energy. Losing its energy continuously. But this is not the case. If suppose electron is keep on losing its energy, then what will happen? Finally it will just fall into the nucleus, but this is not the case. We know that atom is stable, it's quite stable. So this stability of the atom has not been explained by the Rutherford, because he did not counter the theory of Maxwell radiation. Okay, according to this, it's losing its energy continuously in the form of radiations. Which radiations? Electromagnetic radiations. But this is not the case actually. Okay, this is not the case. According to Maxwell, this is not happening. Electron is not falling into the nucleus. But Rutherford is saying that the atom is stable. Like if electron, this is the electron, it keep on moving, follow the spiral path. If this is the electron, right? So it keep on moving like this. Finally it will, if it is moving continuously, then finally it has to jump into the nucleus. Say this is the nucleus of the atom, then finally it will fall. But this is not the case. Electron is not falling into the nucleus. Okay, not falling into the nucleus. So what's the limitation of the Rutherford? That he has not explained the stability of an atom. Fine. He has not explained the stability of the atom, and the next he did not counter the Maxwell theory of radiations. He did not counter the Maxwell theory of radiations, and again he was unable to explain the line spectra of hydrogen. As we have seen the line spectra of hydrogen, the lines, they are not continuous, they are discontinuous. If according to this Rutherford, that electron it keep on moving and finally it will fall into the nucleus by losing its energy, keep on losing its energy, finally jump into the nucleus, but this is not the case. So unable to explain the line spectra of hydrogen as well, which has been explained by the Maxwell with the help of Maxwell theory of radiations. Okay, so this is about the limitation that we have seen. Electron is stable, it is not unstable. So it is not falling into the nucleus, but according to Rutherford, it has to fall into the nucleus because it keep on moving and losing its energy. Yes, according to Maxwell, any charged particle undergoing acceleration, it keep on losing its energy. But this is not the case. That we have observed, atom is quite stable. So this is the, you can say, limitation of the Rutherford model of an atom. So this limitation has been overcome by the next scientist, that is Bohr's model of an atom that you have studied in 9th standard. But here you will be studying the modified form. Bohr's model for an hydrogen atom. Okay, that whatever you have studied, we will include those points as well, but you can see something new will be studied. Fine. So this is all about the line spectrum of hydrogen. That also will modify. Again, we will explain with the help of Bohr's theory, because that how it is continuous and all. Because topic is about this only, why it's discontinuous or continuous. Okay. So this is all about Rutherford, limitation of the Rutherford model of an atom. Then next class we'll start with the next part, that is Bohr's model of an atom. Till then, thank you.